All right. Let us look at these Ashe games. And I'll record this and upload it somewhere, and then you can have it to look at.
Ready for battle.
All right.
Do not fear, for growth is always painful.
So things we're focusing on: Ashe playing on cover, shooting our dynamite, and our job is a hit scan of taking a low-risk position that allows us to plonk the tank in the head over and over. And then remembering that there's two ways to use dynamite. Number one is to use it on cooldown by throwing it into a clump of enemies and then blowing it up, setting them all on fire. Good value, good damage, gets us to closer to Bob, and then we can use more Bobs. The other way that we might use dynamite is in conjunction with enemy dive. So if there's like Genjis, Doomfists, just characters that like to get in your face, you can do the quick throw dynamite, shoot it real quick to blast them, and then make them fuck off. Remember, for dive characters too, like characters like Genji, characters like Doomfist, I mentioned Doomfist because he's in the game. Any damage that you can get on those characters are very like, they're very tempo oriented. They want to go after you. They have the resources. They want to save up their health. They want to save up their cooldowns so they can go after you and do a bunch of damage and maybe kill you. You can disrupt this by forcing them to use cooldowns or removing their health before they can get to you. That doesn't mean killing them, and I know that sounds obvious. Removing their health is good. But like, for example, if there's a Genji on the enemy team, or a Doomfist, right, and you're able to reduce his HP by half just by shooting him a couple times as soon as you see him, right? There's a bunch of targets, let's say, but you see that Genji sneaking around. If you could shoot him a couple times, no longer does he have the resources to come after you, and he has to go reset and try again. So it's sort of like you can keep the enemy dive at bay in a way. So this is going to be interesting. We have a Doomfist on our team. Hopefully we can use some of the space, but ideally we just going to walk around, set up, try to get our shots. Let's see how it's going.
Season's greetings. Let's get this done.
Did I set the skip right? Yeah, I did.
Big prize.
Okay, and they have a Reaper. Okay, immediately this is too far. I don't know. I'm not sure what compels you to go out here. Like, coming out here, the thing is, it would take you a really long time to get here, and we don't even know who the enemy heroes are yet. So let's say you got here. Like, this is a pretty decent angle for Ashe, right? You can shoot lots of targets. But it's not necessarily that low-risk angle that we should be practicing for right now. Because we want to be, for now, getting used to the role of hit scan of just like plonking the shit out of the tank over and over. And if you came out here and they have dive characters, they can just run at you and kill you, right? So you don't come out here, that's fine, you come in here. But then it just takes you that much longer to get to an angle where you can actually shoot, and you're not particularly safe right here. You're kind of exposed. You're one of the furthest people up in terms of like the enemy positions, right? When they're coming to these positions, you, Zenyatta, and Zarya are in the first line of fire. I would prefer if you were in a position like somewhat like this, so that you can you have like the safe cover that you can rotate behind and create distance from your opponents. And from here, you can sit here and you can shoot Doomfist, you can shoot Mercy. That's a low-risk position. Out here, you're a bit more exposed, because if he attacks you, where can you go? You can try to get back here, but you're still in danger. Let's say he comes at you here, you shotgun out, you're still in danger here. You could be attacked. So it's just, I think basically the basic positioning here is sort of questionable. It makes me a little anxious. Okay, that guy is blocking. This is exactly what happens. So you have nowhere to run, and you get killed. He just jumps at you and kills you. Don't shoot Doomfist when he's blocking too. He could just sit there and block, and then you can plonk him after that. So unfortunate. We positioned far up, and then we got owned. We traded out. That's not bad. Okay.
I am on fire! Everyone
Good.
come on!
All right, and I don't mind that you're back here kind of passive, because we're practicing literally just taking low risks and playing at range, right? It's the fundamentals of Overwatch. You can get more brave as it goes on, but right now you need to get good at this. So you see your tank walking up here. You could take a little bit further up, which I think you're gonna do. Yeah, perfect. Everything's fine. We don't see anybody, so we shouldn't throw the dynamite. So see this? The rules for dynamite: number one, we throw them into a big clump of enemies. Number two, we throw them at a guy who's like trying to dive us. Right here, you get shot for 1 damage, literally, from, I think, Reaper. You look over there, you don't see anything. Then you just huck the dynamite. And we failed to shoot it. But it's okay, we don't need to shoot it because there's nobody there. Like, don't throw dynamite at nobody. That's a common Ashe comp. People will do that. They'll throw dynamite at nobody, kind of guessing where enemies are. Maybe there's a bunch of people I can't see. Maybe I'll hit them that way. I'll do that. Okay, positioning's fine. Good. I mean, we shot the dynamite. Could have been a little cleaner. Throw a little higher and then get that shot. Yeah.
I am on fire. I will lead us to victory.
I think we're still too passively positioned. Look at where our tank is. He's really far in right now. Okay, there's their tank. Looking for him, looking for him. Yeah, our position's a little bit too safe. A little bit too safe. I mean, now it's fine. Now it's fine. It's just these interim times where it's like you could be walking a bit closer. For example, you could be taking an angle like this. It's very similar to where you are right now. It's only slightly riskier, but you're still basically your whole team's in front of you. From here, you can still see those guys, and you can hide from them if you need to. But he's like, short range, so whatever. And from here, you can see down this alleyway, and you'll be able to see the Ramacha the whole time, as well as the other people that get left behind. You're not doing any damage, which is the concerning part. Throwing dynamite at nobody again, that's not... You thought the Reaper was there, but we didn't. Good. The main thing here is just it's a bit passive. If I can't see the tank, especially if they're on somebody like Ram, who's like always going to be in the way, if I can't see him at all, I would like to move somewhere where I can see him at all. Just like something like this, something like this. Just using this as cover, just so I can see him at all. You're too safe right here. Your Mercy doesn't even know you exist. Got Suzu out. Again, see how like this whole time you can't see him until they pass past. Like here's a way to think of it. So right here is a good example. So I can see that my Zarya is fighting something, but I can't see what she's fighting. I would like to be able to see my tank's target. Even though I'm positioned safely so that if there's a clash between tanks, I might be able to start seeing them. If I can't see what my Zarya is shooting, it's bad. I would like to be like something like this, just a little bit more so that I can always be seeing a target. If I can't see a target on screen, it should make you a little anxious. If I can't see anybody, right? There's a lot of times so far in this VOD where I haven't been able to see anybody, and that's going to reduce our DPS by a lot. We need to keep those enemies back and constantly be poking them as they walk up. One of the advantages of hit scan, like we talked about, is being able to, like they said, like plonk the tank over and over so they can't walk up. Because of our angle here, we actually can't see any of his walking up process. We can only see his already in process. We want to be able to hit him over and over while he's walking up, which means that we need to be here so that as he's trying to close this distance and our Zarya is shooting him and he's trying to get closer, he's just getting shot and shot and shot and shot, and he has to back off and block, and he can't fight our Zarya. From here, we can't see him walking up. We can only see him once he's already up to our Zarya. So we just need to find a position like this. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well. And see here, we're still like we're hanging out way too far back. See how far up our tank is on our other players? We need to be so that we can see an enemy. Now I like that the tank is dead. That's good. You did your job. You shot the tank. But see how like this is just too much. This is just too much. Yeah, go. And like I say, it's not. I don't blame you too much because you're practicing having good, not taking ridiculous risks. It's fine. But like this position is probably going to be pretty good soon because you see your tank now backing up. So it's good instincts to back up here. This is good. Yeah. Oh. That entire fight. No panic. No panic. Nobody's looking at you. I would start. Whoa. That jump grab too. Okay, nice try. Could have thrown the dynamite at him and blown him up, but not that. So overall, this round, just the main theme I think is just everything was a little bit too passive, except for very first. At the very start, you went a little bit too crazy. You went out here like this, which is weird. But the equivalent of what you were doing for most of this would be like if during the first fight when everybody came out, and I'll go back just to show you. You went out there. the position you were holding during the time you had the objective would be like if when your team went out like this, you stayed back here like this. It's too much. You know, it's like it's too safe. A little bit more, but like this is still really low risk. Like this is still very safe. But this is like way too safe. Now you didn't play here. I'm not saying you played here, but it's like when we were here later, you being back here or like back here when the enemy team is fighting here, we want to be able to see that. That's the main thing I noticed from this section. Let's watch some more. Spoilers.
We've made the first step. Now let's go.
Okay, that's the normal way to go. Now what I would do is Ashe right here, I like to just stand right here, and I like to just shoot them in the brain. Because I have a free angle on a lot of them. So I would just stand here shooting them, which seems roughly what you're doing. You have cover, right? And you have
Not bad.
And it looks like your team's dead, so the reason it looks like your team is dead is because I see a dead teammate, like we talked about in our VODs. I see already a dead teammate, and I see generally my teammates are sparse. I see them, yeah, I see them getting killed. So I'd be running for it right now, running for it.
Take the point.
That's interesting. You had your cover. You actually left it. You could have hit that kid. As such, you could just hide here. Coming back out is actually what allows you to do. Okay, we're red. Okay, so in that fight, you basically didn't do... I don't think you really did anything wrong. I think your team went in and died a little too fast before you could really get your damage out, but you got some damage out. Headshots are really important. Aim at the head. You got hit on Bastion. Nice, nice, nice. See, he's dead. He's dead. Good job. And just you shooting Malga made him run, right? Even though he wasn't taking that much damage, it made him run, and now he's in a bad position. Good dynamite. Very good. Very good. This was great. That guy's afraid of you. Now, I would rotate to be with my team. We're pretty alone. So, see how your team all goes that way? I don't like being completely alone on Ashe. So, even though this is a tighter angle for you, I would just come out here and just do something out here, right? Maybe you could play like this, you know, using this piece of cover in the stairs a little bit and shooting at people there, right? But it's just like my team's going this way. It's just like the first fight. My team's going that way. So I don't want to be stuck out here on an island like this because now I just have to 1v, you know, I have to skill diff anybody who tries to approach me, and that's going to be tough. That's putting a lot of burden on us that we don't have to have. If we're just over here, like this, we're near our team, we have lots of safety, other people to shoot. Then come up like this, just bam, bam, you know. Up, bam, 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 shooting all these people. Bam, 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 that guy's dead, right? So it's just, this one was, I think that's just straying. I think we got red. Dynamic, oh god. You want to throw it so bad? That's unfortunate. That grab came in. Yeah. Good job backing up here, not getting caught out. No. I don't think I need to explain to you why this bot doesn't work. I think you thought they were going to push or something, but just wait till you actually see something, or wait till like your tank engages or something like that, right? If this Bob comes in a little bit later, it'll be huge. It does push them out, and then he walks into Pop. Ha! So Bob's actually doing a lot of work. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that Bob was I don't like it that much, but maybe it was. I prefer it like while engagements happen. Oh! Okay. Okay, so where do we play back here? We just have little pieces of cover we can hang out on. Nice try. Throwing dynamite, it's again that we can't see anybody. So, I don't like throwing dynamite where we can't see anyone. We're just guessing. We can just rotate somewhere where we can see them. Now this positioning is... Ooh, this is good because now there's people. And, you know, our tank is clearly like, oh, fuck, I'm getting my ass beat, which means there's probably somebody right there. So dynamite comes in, good, and we're positioned in a way where we can get it. Back up.
Welcome to the wasteland.
Team wins the fight. You got tons of damage out. You got a big dynamite, and then your team ults. So even though you die, it's fine. If you had been a little bit more mechanically accurate, like maybe you landed a couple headshots there, it might have been over and you lived. But it's still fine. You did it. Good job. Throwing a dynamite at people we can see. Good. Good positioning. Good positioning. We have cover. We can see the enemy. Nice dynamite. Okay. Yeah, fighting to the death is all you can do there. I think your team just got owned, and they didn't even use all their ults. Your team just kind of got owned. You did pretty good damage. You baited the D.Va's attention. You did everything you could there, and nothing more to say. That was good. And you threw a dynamite. You couldn't see them, but the thing is, you knew for sure that there was. It said there was like 4 people on the point. You could like hear all that shit, so that one's fine. You know for sure that they're like right there.
This is our final chance.
So even though you couldn't see them, you knew where they were. It's basically like you saw them. Good. You got this. Don't get baited into getting in front of your team here. This is good. You're using that wall as cover. Your objective here is to do more damage than their guys are doing to your guys, which you can do because you're Ashe and you're dynamite and you're landing lots of shots. So if you just keep doing this without doing anything crazy, you'll probably overcome them. And that's the second guy. And it's just you shooting these damage and not taking any risk. Nice, good shotgun. Keep shooting. Dynamite. Well played. That is nuts. That D.Va already has that. D.Va is the bane of hit scan. When you're against this hero on Ashe, you're going to be sad. She reduces your value massively. No matter how you try to play it, no matter how good you are, if she holds right click, that's what it is. And now, you could think about it in a macro way. Your team plays this wrong. Everybody trying to cross this bridge while the D.Va's is matrixing it is bad. But there's nothing you can do about that, right? You can't control your teammates. You can only do your job. You're doing your job, but you might lose against D.Va's. Like, in the grand scheme of things, if you play 100 games, the ones against D.Va's, you know, if your team walks out like silvers or golds and they're just trying to all cross the bridge together, you can't really deviate from that very much. You can't go on angles because she's just going to run you down and kill you. There's not much you can do besides just sit there. So sometimes you're going to lose games like this if your team can't get value. And that's okay. We just need to do our job, and we will win more games than we lose because there won't always be D.Va's. And even when there are D.Va's, maybe we can go, you know, we can... Nice. She just does that. That's great. Oh, no. You did a good job. You owned their D.Va. You can't be expected to carry the entire fight. You killed the D.Va for free. Then your queen killed herself. That's it.
She's gonna blow.
Okay, can't see the enemy, but I'll give you a little forgiveness there because you can see roughly that they're on point, so that's fine. You get a kill off. Damage boost dynamite hurts. You see how your ult charge is like so? It's just because of the D.Va blocking all your shit. When this happens, like landing good dynamites is basically all you can do. And then just shooting her whenever you
Do something.
Bob.
Can't handle the heat. Stay out of my way. I can always count on you, Bob.
Using our cover. Good dynamite. You're playing well this round compared to the others. I'd say second round we put ourselves on an island a little bit. We're a little confused about how to position on that point. And first point we were a little too passive. I think this one we're doing our best. Still would have lost the fight even if you didn't get it to remake because your team got ran over. Everybody's looking at you. Nice. Oh. It's a really close game. No.
Let them take the point.
How sad. How sad. You played so well here, and unfortunately you lose. Why do you lose? Because Reaper ult kills everybody. That shouldn't happen. That's just making a mistake. You get so much value, you do so much damage. You almost hands down carry this fight with your queen.
Enough, Bob. Do not let them take the point.
Yeah, unfortunately. Now, yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing you can do. You did really well. Okay, so yeah, this VOD, that VOD on Lijiang, you did really well. I would say the first round, you were too passive on position. You can review that part to kind of like help you with that. The second round, you ended up on an island a couple times. Not so good. Overall, I think you're getting a handle of the basics pretty decently. And then the third round, you actually played really well, but they just put D.Va in your face, and your team all walked down main. So she's really strong at that. She's going to be a hindrance to you on Ashe. But I think that if we played better on the second round, that round was really close, and we had a couple dumb deaths. If we played better that round, it wouldn't have gone to a third round where they could have won, where it was that close. You probably could have won that second round. Also, don't forget to don't be lazy. Aim at the head when it comes to especially like a tank like Mauga, for example. Remember that time where you're behind him, you're shooting him in the butt. His butt doesn't take extra damage. His head does. You're playing a hit scan. You want to just try to aim towards the head. That obviously doesn't need to be said. Okay, let's look at King's Row. Oh, and stop throwing dynamites at people you can't see. Unless you're absolutely certain where they are, like you were on when they were on point and stuff like that. But otherwise, if you can't see them, it's not good. That guy will kill you. This guy, whenever you're against a Widow, do not scope in and try to shoot at her. Always find an angle where she can't see. So every time you're on King's Row, you should be thinking this. There's probably going to be Widow here every time you're on King's Row on Ashe on defending. And Widow and Hanzo are your two kind of you're the DPS that annoy you probably the most, besides maybe some of the dive characters. They're like the opposition hit scan you don't like very much. Because you can't contest her at that range. She'll just kill you. And you're moving when you're scoping in like this, you're very static. Now you have good cover usage here, but she can still just take your head off because you're not moving very much as Ashe when you're aimed in. So what I would do on King's Row pretty much all the time is I either take this position here, because then the Widow has to come down to my angle there to be able to see me, and my team can shoot her, and she's more at risk, and I can see her when she shows up, and I can shoot back at her. Or I'll play an angle like here, where I'm on the ground, and I'm closer to the enemy, and I can hide from the Widow if I need to, and then use Hotel if I need to. This angle, it's a decent high ground spot, but the thing is, whenever they have a Widow contesting you, it's just they're almost always going to have this, on King's Row, so it's just really scary. Yeah, you see her, move away, good. I wouldn't even start there, because a good Widow will just take you out. Yeah, this is perfect. Nothing's happening. Good, you shot your dynamite. It'd be nice to shoot it before it hits the ground, but that's still fine. Yeah, just shoot, yep. Good job. Next dynamite coming soon?
She's gonna
Yeah.
blow.
Oh, too early. Good. If I can't see the tank, what should I do? I should move to an angle where I can. As soon as that tank started to take space there, where I can't see you anymore, I'm either going to drop to the ground here where I can start seeing him and shooting him and then being ready to back up, or I could rotate up through this window here and see him and shoot him and then get ready to back up this way. When I can't see him, I get anxious. Because our job is to keep that guy in check so he doesn't run over our D.Va, because he'll just win in the boss. If he's constantly taking damage from us, it's good for that. Now here we can see some squishies, but they're just too far and they have cover. There's nothing we can really do right here. We can't see anything. So as soon as I lose track of that tank, especially when it's one of those frontline tanks, I want to come down like this, all these different angles. Or you could use this one here, but just maintaining line of sight on that tank, so you create a very clear rules of engagement for you. When you're in this mysterious land of there's nobody here, there's nobody there, it's tough. See what you do. We're just seeing nobody for a really long time. Good dynamite. Look at all the damage we're getting out of it. We're gonna die soon. So because I think it was because we took a 12-second break of not shooting anyone. Our positioning was good to start. We just need to adjust. As their tank takes space and stuff, we want to be able to see the guy that's fighting our tank and keep being able to shoot him.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
So this is smart. If you came up here, it could be dangerous because like we already established they have a widow, and this is kind of like isolating yourself into a spot where she can see you, and any type of engagement you get into would be too far. This is in your range. This lets you protect yourself better from widow, so I like this more. Down here, you'll have to be more worried about Brian when he has 10. I don't see anybody, so let's maybe not do the dynamite.
Taking them down.
Looking for something. Just kind of choked off your angles. A couple options you have here for good cover. You can sneak into this room as people get closer, so you can see and shoot without being at risk of the window, right? If people come in. Or if Widow's being handled like that, then you can use this angle like you like, or you could even come up here because you know she's being handled and shoot at those people that way. This is okay. I like that the D.Va immediately leaves. That Widow has no support, and you can see that, and he just runs away. The D.Va's full health. The Widow's like 70%. You can just run him over and kill him. So the Widow continues to stand there. Nice, own her, because she's in your range. This is why we're here and not up here. If we had been up here, we can't necessarily do that. Maybe we could, but she has a better chance of killing you. Good job. Dynamite into nobody. Not good. Yep.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
Oh, and since the Widow's dead, like as soon as she dies, you can come up here if you want now. She's dead. You know she won't be back for like 20 seconds. So you can come up here and just shoot from up here for a while if you want. If you feel like you can remember this. I'm just worried about this line shatter coming here, which is, I'm not sure if you're thinking about that. Nice try on the dynamite. Nice, good dodge on the shadow, because we used cover, right? That was good. Your team got, oh. But you have to. You're able to still do the damage.
It's go time.
Very good job. And how much damage did you just do there? So much compared to your team. Your team got owned, you bailed. You're building up Bob.
Cybernetics regulating.
What are we doing? What are we doing? We're doing so good. Yeah, I'd probably send him. I'd send him in. It's time, now or never. I mean, we could try to solve this Natty, but... Okay, it looks like it got solved with Natty. I don't know. Well, we have it for... I don't know, I would have sent it Bob. Oh!
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
It's pretty good. We just didn't use our Bob. I think if we used our Bob, we secure that fight. We'll get Bob back. I mean, it's a tough ult to use, but we just secure it. Like, we ram that into Reinhardt, who's already kind of low. Our team can capitalize off that with the confidence. And then we hold second. Good job here. Nice. Oh, and then there was that time, yeah, where you had this angle here, and you were shooting them and doing a lot. Then you just left and came over here. I don't know why. I thought you might come here, which is like, okay, I guess you could shoot them here. It's a little scary, but if you were, I was like, all right, maybe you can be brave. That's fine. You can also come up here and use this angle if you want. With your shotgun, you can come up here. Nobody can really contest you, right? So you can come up here and shoot them from there. Or keep shooting them from here, and then if Cassidy high noons you, right, you just back up here and keep shooting them, and then shoot Cassidy if he tries to come and attack you. You came over here and you just disappeared from the fight for like 12 seconds, and you were carrying that fight. You were doing awesome. You were doing everything. You didn't get shattered, you were doing all the damage and stuff. Us disappearing like that is what cost the second point. Because you're playing so well, like, right? Like, you're playing so well that you dynamite.
Enemy sniper.
Oh, so she's looking. Yeah, good, perfect. Dynamite. Run, run, run. Nice, good try. Good. You just shoot him with your... Good. Pretty good. Not good, not good. This Bob, like, there's no engagement here. Nobody's fighting. So you're just sending this Bob in, and what are they going to do? They're just going to back away from it. Save the Bob like for like earlier when you're in like a fight. When you're in the middle of a fight, you can throw that Bob out and guarantee that fight's gonna be won.
Sniper. Remember who's
He
in
still
charge.
kills somebody. Okay. You know what? Don't ever let me question you again.
Count 'em up.
Double. Need to recharge.
Don't ever let me question you again.
The fray is upon us.
I thought they would just leave, but they got owned. And then what's important is that you're using the bob too. That's nice. Like just using it is good. Even if that bob was bad, it's better to just use it. I would, like I say, I would like a fight to be going on when you use it, for like a little bit more clash happening between the tanks and stuff like that. But you know what, that one worked out.
She's good.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
My coals are red hot.
Yeah, this is, and look at your cover usage. This is really good. Okay. Can't see anything now. Oh god. I mean, I was gonna say can't see anything now. I was gonna say can't see anything now. Maybe you should rotate so you can keep shooting. But like the enemy team wasn't even remotely low when your diva flew in there and died, like instantly. 'Cause she just flew into their whole team when they were all full, and nobody had an angle for it. That's just crazy. Yeah, this is really.
You won't get.
Round one.
Okay.
Complete.
What we learned from here? I mean, honestly, you played pretty well. The main thing is we lost a fight on second that we could have won. These games are gonna happen, but like on the second, we could have thrown that bob out instead of backing off. We could have thrown that bob out. We could have kept shooting. We won that fight. We would have held second for a lot longer. You know, maybe that changes the whole match. Maybe that demoralizes the enemy in the moment, and now they get upset, or they're like losing momentum and stuff that they had. They were getting a lot of momentum, and I think they just carried it. And your diva started panicking and making weird decisions. I think keeping the momentum in your favor is huge in the lower ranks because lower rank players just tilt and they get panicked and they get overwhelmed by situations. When things are getting out of hand, they can't solve it. They're really bad at losing. Like a difference between a gold and a plat player, they're basically the same mechanically, the same positionally. It's just that plat players are able to handle being under pressure a little bit better, whereas when a gold player gets under pressure, it all starts falling apart and the diva just flies in and dies. That's at least my thought on it. It's the same reason like people who lose a lot in low ranks, they tend to complain about leaving teammates all the time. That's why they're losing all their games. Like your teammates are leaving because it's because there's too much pressure on them and they get overwhelmed. And so they get upset, they get frustrated, and they freak out. When you keep the momentum of the match in your favor without losing too many fights in a row by doing everything you can in those fights, making good decisions in those fights, it keeps the momentum going, and it makes it just more likely for the enemy team to have that lever, the enemy team to start collapsing under pressure, and it could easily swing. And it's such a fine thing. Like literally just winning that one more fight because you used Bob when they thought they were going to win could destroy their mental and just make them start panicking and start, they're autopiloting and just not playing well. And trying to do hero plays. Now Ryan suddenly starts playing like an idiot because he thought he should have won that fight. His team was bad and he wasn't getting help. All these things happen.
Hey, Arisa.
So that's
Did
really
Asana
the
and
only
I get
mistake
those
we
VIP passes I
really
sent?
made. I can think of oh yeah, the first point it was again too passive of a spot. We didn't see the tanks fighting. It was kind of reminding me of Lijiang Tower where we didn't see the tanks fighting. We were just kind of standing there doing nothing for like 12 seconds. Can't happen on hit scan. Can maybe happen on a flanker or something like that, if you're setting up for something, but on a hit scan, it's just like you just stop doing your job for a long time, and then you start doing your job again when they showed up, but it was too late. You were the damage base
Hope I
for your
get to
team.
see them backstage.
The dynamite? Yeah, this button is a great spot. Ow. Just peeked it a little too long when they were all looking at you, because I don't see your tank. Your tank's back here. So it's like, this is a great angle. This is what I would take. And at the time you took it, I would have expected your tank to be doing something by now. What is he doing? Okay, this is just awareness. Like, I would probably have died here too. Maybe I wouldn't have peeked it so hard. I would have been able to react a little bit quicker to the damage. Maybe. But I probably would have died here too, because I would have walked up and assumed my tank walked up as well, and I wouldn't have checked. But that would have been my mistake as well. It's good to keep an eye on your teammate. It's good to keep an eye on what's going on, just because the double check that they're not being fucking idiots. He's just being dumb. This is ridiculous what he's doing right now. He's playing Arisa and standing in your spawn to shoot at them. That's just not how you play this character. Nobody would expect this character to do that. That's really weird. So you get shot because nobody shoots Orisa at all because there is no Orisa. You use the Fortify randomly, guys. So bad. I can't believe it! It's so bad, but they just die. The enemy team just dies. Okay, let's just come back alive. That you did the right thing. Obviously, we need to pay attention to, like, the main thing we need to focus on really is just positionings of our tank versus their tank across both of these VODs. So kind of that's what we're looking at. So yeah, now you're playing behind this guy. He's doing his own funny way of doing it. So you're playing at his speed. I think it'll go a little bit better for you. This right here. You need to be disciplined on trying to land these headshots. This is just a mechanical thing, but Orisa has a gigantic head hitbox. Whenever I see a Orisa and I'm on hit scan like Ashe Cassidy, I am just plonking that guy in the head over and over and over. We're not getting enough headshots, and if we did get one headshot here, he would have just died. Any headshot out of the 4. We didn't even look like we were making an effort to aim. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being uncharitable. Yeah, kind of does, actually. I'm just being uncharitable. You're trying. But that's really important. And that's where that aiming with your movement thing really comes in handy. Good. Imagine if those had been 3 headshots right there. Nice. You're doing your job. Again, if you that one just came down to if we had a little better mechanics. If we landed the headshot on Orisa, she would have just fell over dead, and your team probably rolls over them. Okay, good dynamite. Headshot. Yeah. Ah, one more headshot. Good dynamite. Oh, blow it up too early though. That would have been really nice. I like that you're shooting it though. Good use of cover. Good use of cover. Nice. Can you cancel? And your tank's just being ridiculous, so I mean, you might as well. One thing you can do here, if that's happening, you could just come up here, shotgun, up here like this. You could use this angle too. You can see more stuff, and you're much less likely to be shot by all these people. So like, this is where I normally start on this map. But you can also feel free to use this, especially if you get stuck at this choke. Like if you find yourself getting stuck at a choke like this, you can come up here with your shotgun. And this happens on a lot of maps. There's like a little height, like a slight high ground you can get. And what this allows you to do is you can use this piece of cover here, and you can just do the same thing you're doing right now, but with a lot less risk of being shot back, which lets you shoot more because you don't have to take cover as much from dying. If you took that angle right now, you probably wouldn't. This is still okay, but the only way you win this, because you have to take cover so much here, the only way you win this is going to be landing headshots. They have all their ults now too. Okay. Nice. Shoot that Every ult is oh my god. No. The fight's over. Everybody's dead. This Bob needs to wait. This Bob needs to live. There's even a barrier. That Bob.
I know one thing. Someone's gonna pay.
Yeah, it's still. I think. Oh, you're finding it. You're finding it. Good job. Yeah. Good. Huge dynamite. Okay, don't die to this guy though. Not peeking. Yeah, you're good. You chill. Get our next dynamite out. Yeah. Use this. Good headshot. Nice. Use fortify and launch back. I think it's just too late. It's just like we talked about earlier. Like the team's running out of time, they're all panicking, freaking out, they're playing like shit. It's because they lost too many fights in a row. Without you finding something to I think, and the thing is about this mode is that there's 2 huge whole rounds of like you were on attack and you were on defense and now you're on attack. They snowball. So like That previous defense, if we held that second and maybe we held a lot longer and maybe we just completely reverse the tide, then your attack could be a breeze. But now that your team is all tilted from getting owned and just kind of rolled over, they played this terribly. And as it goes bad, they if you're playing decently well, look at that damage. Look at that. Nice. That's over. Okay. That is my reaction to this. I think the two things that stand out to me most is the passivity and like not noticing the tanks when they're fighting. I wanted you to play passive, and I think you're doing a good job at that. But I think it's a little bit too passive, a little bit too much Juno, not enough Ashe. I want a little bit more seeing the enemy tanks, especially when they're fighting, and pay attention to the tanks, so that you can constantly be outputting that damage. If you can't output damage, feel a little nervous. Feel like you maybe should, don't run in, but just try to rotate along your cover and see if there's a new angle right there. Don't wait around for the next thing to happen where you can't see anybody. Start trying to find a new place to see people, because that's where a lot of your value of Ashe comes from, is being able to keep those pokes coming out. Bam, 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 whenever they try to take space. It's no good if they've already gotten all the space. So think King's Row at the first point when you were defending, how you'd lost sight of them and you didn't rotate. I think Li Zhang, the multiple different times where you were just like a little bit too far from being able to see anything, so you couldn't get any value because there's nothing to shoot, or when you got caught on an island or whatever. So stay with your team, keep an eye on where the tanks are fighting, and then keep your cover, and make sure that you can see those tanks shooting. Okay, the Bobs are a little scary, but I don't think they're that bad. That last one was bad, but I think, again, it's like the pressure thing. I think you were under a lot of pressure and things were happening really fast. They were using everything, so it felt like it was really important to try to use it to win the fight. Obviously, if you had not used the Bob there, and you had it for the next fight where you guys almost won the game, or at least almost captured the point, you would have captured the point, probably. And then just finding that rotating angle. But it's a snowballing effect, and understanding that is like you just doing the most that you can do. I'm not really worried about that part. I'm just worried about the passive positioning and having nothing to do for a while. Try to fix that. I like that you're shooting your dynamites more. Keep practicing that. You're getting better at that very rapidly. It was really bad the first time we saw it, where you were just throwing these naked dynamites into people. Try to throw them at people we can see, and try to make sure you can see people when you're throwing them. And then just try to practice. Keep practicing just shooting them. I think you're getting better, and you'll get more so that you're missing less of them and shooting early less often than you were before. The other thing is just mechanics. I think a number of times this game and the previous game, when the tank was taking space, you were just shooting him in the stomach. Mechanics are gonna, like, the game's not all mechanics, but there are mechanics involved, especially on hit scan. One thing that I talked about before on Ashe was using your movement to do the work. Go load. Actually, you know what's a good map preset for this that you could use? It's the Havana code. Do I still have it? Yeah, I do have the Havana code. Share code. I'm going to give you this code into your DMs. That's the Havana code, I believe. Did I load it? Should be. Let's see. Maybe it's broken. Maybe it's too old. Oh, wait. We're loading something. Okay, I think I accidentally just loaded it back.
Last one you'll ever
I'm
cross.
just going to delete that. There's the Havana code. I think you could probably do it in Ashe too. It's just basically like this, except it's has tanks. But the thing that we were looking at, I think, was that's making our mechanics fail on the tanks is that we're not keeping our crosshair head level, keeping it raised, and then timing our shots. I think we just had lower crosshair placement, which was so that when the tank was in our line of sight, we were doing more of this. We were shooting a lot of these body shots, which that's fine. I mean, it's damage, but it's not good enough to like win losing games like you would. If the headshots had come through, there were times in which you would have just broke through the choke. So just remember headshot level, and giving it some practice.
Maybe next
Giving it
time,
some practice
sugar.
moving with your body, trying to time the shot. It's difficult, but getting practice timing the shot. Rather than trying to track targets. Keeping, double checking all the time, having a head level so you're more likely to get these
Deadlock
headshots.
for life.
Especially on big fat tank head hitboxes. Like a Reese's head, like I can even show you this real quick, but and then I'll in this VOD, but just go to normal. The projectile size increase is pretty nice.
I'm the last one you'll ever cross.
Change this. You can see how I'm missing this guy's head, but it's so big that I'm hitting it. A lot of times people can be intimidating to aim for headshots, but if you think about the size of this guy's head, reload. It's like all of this area here is actually like the same size of all of this area here and all of this area here. They're all like the same size target. And she just gets obliterated by headshot. Okay, anyways, hopefully this is helpful. Good luck, and just keep practicing. Let me end the stream recording, and I'll try to upload this.